Hey, my name is Robert, and I'm going to be covering Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz for the IBF World Lightweight title this upcoming Saturday. When you look at the fighter's skill sets, it's very evident that Andy Cruz, he has a very crisp jab. He can catch you at weird angles with it. It's very fast. He has good pop in all of his punches and has shown the ability to rock fighters when they don't see them punches coming. Typically, he finds his most success in multiple punch combinations, 3-punch combinations, 2-punch combinations. Andy Cruz, he's good at the mid-range boxing. He's not bad at long-distance boxing or in the clinch or in the phone booth, some might say. When he's fighting at that mid-range, he finds the most success. He's able to capitalize on fighters' mistakes more, and it's led to him having 3 out of his 6 wins being stoppages. You look at his resume, you might think he hasn't fought anybody. He's 6-0, 3 knockouts. He's getting a title shot? What's going on there? What's Matchroom doing? People that may be unfamiliar with this, Andy Cruz is an Olympic gold medalist. He beat Keyshawn Davis to win the gold medal. And look at where Keyshawn is now. Former WBO lightweight champion, now vacated for funny reasons over there, but it's a big deal. He's been able to climb these ranks for a reason, this fast for a reason. It's because Matchroom knows his ability. Andy Cruz's straight right hand is probably one of his most powerful shots he can throw. He can get so much twist on that right hand. He's been able to hurt multiple fighters with it. Andy Cruz's finishing ability is very impressive. You look at his last few fights, especially against Mishiro. When Andy Cruz sensed blood in that fight, he was able to capitalize and caught Mishiro with some devastating punches, straight right hands that put him down multiple times. Against Omar Salcido, he took advantage of Salcido's willingness to walk forward. He would stay in that mid-range distance, but also mix it up with quick combinations, quick counters that at some point at the end of round 10, he actually rocked Omar Salcido with 10 seconds to go. Very impressive considering that Salcido went the distance with Pitbull Cruz as well. When you look at Raymond Muratalla, he actually has a very similar style to Andy Cruz, where he prefers combination punching. That's where he finds most of his success, and he's very precise. I forgot to mention, Andy Cruz is a very precise counter puncher and a puncher in general. And the same thing goes with Raymond Muratalla. Raymond Muratalla, based on what I've seen, he likes all ranges. He can fight in range. He can fight in the phone booth if he needs to. He can fight medium distance. He can fight out of range, boxing his opponent up. And I mean, his style is really similar to that of Andy Cruz. It's actually kind of crazy. But despite not having the same amateur pedigree that Andy Cruz has going to the Olympics, Raymond Muratalla has great boxing fundamentals and killer counters. I mean, you look at both of these guys, they're great counter punchers. It makes me wonder how much of this fight is going to be determined on counters. Who gets hit first? Who doesn't get hit? Who makes the first mistake? Raymond Muratalla, you can look at his footage and you see that this dude's got some pop in his hands. His resume shows it. He has more than a 50% knockout ratio out of 23 wins. It's really impressive that he's able to climb this rank so fast. He went 10 rounds with Tevin Farmer, rocked him in the later rounds. Very impressive considering that Tevin Farmer is one of those kind of gatekeepers that has a lot of skill. I think that fight right there was a good example of how he can perform against someone else who has good boxing skills as well. This fight is really hard to pick. I don't know about anyone else, but you look at both of these fighters, they have very similar on paper like stat matches. Andy Cruz, he's been around for a while in the amateur scene. You might be thinking, oh yeah, he's going to be the older guy in this fight. He's probably going to struggle to deal with the younger fighter. Raymond Muratalla is 29 years old. He's only 1 year younger than Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is 1 year older than Raymond Muratalla and has all that amateur experience in the Olympics. How much is that going to play in this fight? I'm not exactly sure, because Raymond Muratalla has 23 professional fights. Andy Cruz only has 6. When you're fighting a professional, oftentimes those professional fights in your resume, they mean a lot more than the amateur fights, because amateur fights are only 3 rounds. Professional boxing bouts can go anywhere from 4 to 12 rounds. After doing some more research, I found out that Muratalla has been down before. In his fight against Humberto Galindo, he was backed up against the ropes early and got dropped with a 2-punch combination. It was a left hook, right hook, and that kind of combination was eerily similar to one that Andy Cruz would throw. But you can't really be too critical because that fight was 2.5 years ago. And Raymond Muratalla has drastically improved since, and it's pretty obvious in the way that he fights now. Just his precision, and he's very composed fighter. We look at Andy Cruz. He's been hurt before. Against Antonio Moran, he got rocked with a straight right hand, I believe, overhand right, some sort of right hand, I believe, right hook, perhaps. Even against Omar Salcido stunned Andy Cruz for a split second there. Neither guy has a granite chin in this fight. They could both get clipped, but I don't think that will happen because I think this will be a relatively reserved fight. Both fighters know that they're fighting a dangerous fighter with fight-ending power, potentially. As much as I want this fight to be a scrap and a barn burner, I can't help but feel like these two will be defensive against each other because they're both out boxers you could call them boxer punchers, both of them for sure. This is both their biggest fights in their career. I don't see either fighter standing in the middle and just trading. I think they're both smarter than that. I could see this fight picking up as the rounds go by. Honestly, I feel like the odds of them just swinging with ill intent, with bad intentions, just swinging wildly, I think the odds of that is probably, it's in the single digits. It's got to be like 2%. I don't see either fighter doing that because they're both smarter than that. Both of these guys are smart fighters. They're not going to risk it all like that if they could win with an easier approach. If it comes down to a scrap like that, which honestly I do not think will happen, unfortunately, but if it does come down to that, I feel like the amateur skills of Cruz will help him out in that, considering how precise he is, how fast he is. Obviously, Muratalla, he's got the same skills, but the fact that Cruz has been doing it on that kind of stage, on the Olympics, I just feel like he'll have the advantage there. I'm struggling to pick this fight, honestly. I feel like this is a real 50-50 fight. If I have to pick anyone though, I'd pick Andy Cruz by decision. I could totally see an outcome where he stops Raymond Muratalla, or I can see an outcome where Muratalla upsets Andy Cruz and gets a stoppage. That's totally an option. It's just, it'll come down to how they perform tonight. Who makes the least mistakes. It's gonna be a really, really good fight, really technical fight. Both fighters have momentum, both are similar ages, similar fight styles even. This is a really 50-50 fight, and I'm really excited to watch this. To end it off, Cruz by decision. Let's go. We got a Saturday full of fights, UFC, boxing, even we got the UFC hosting a boxing card at the UFC Apex called Meta Apex now. Looking forward to that. Caleb Walsh, I believe his name, fighting there. Main event. Looking forward to that. We're entering a really good age of fights. These upcoming 2 weeks, there's so many fights, and I'm really looking forward to it. Boxing, UFC, all of them. We support both here. We're not discriminative towards either sports. We watch all combat sports. Besides Muay Thai, okay, we watch all mainstream combat sports here: boxing, UFC, karate combat sometimes. But I'm all about boxing and UFC. But boxing got a special place in my heart. But hey, looking forward to this next Saturday. I'm coming 2 days, probably 1 day at the time this gets posted. Let's go. May the best man win that night. See ya.